Let's take up Ruby Vaughn on the record in BU 2025 TR 1645, State of Kansas versus Ruby Vaughn. Am I pronouncing your last name right?
Yes.
Jared Regier appears for the state. Defendant Ruby Vaughn appears in person and pro se. Ms. Vaughn, in count one, you're charged with speeding 91 in a 65. That is a traffic infraction with a scheduled fine but no possible jail time. Then you're looking at count two, driving without proof of liability insurance. That is a B misdemeanor, and your fine could be anywhere from $300 to $1,000, and your sentence could be up to 6 months in the county jail.
That's incorrect.
All right, I'll enter a plea of not guilty for you. Set this for trial. When will her trial date be? 1:30 on a Wednesday, please?
Well,
Yes.
actually, can I ask you a couple questions?
Me or the defendant?
You or whoever.
Okay.
The ticket that the officer wrote me is for 107, not a 91.
Oh, okay.
And I also did show him my insurance on my phone.
Your Honor, I am going to let you know this was set for the defendant to contest the ticket. It is 107 and a 65, and it's only one charge.
Okay. The person just finished talking was Destiny, the traffic clerk, right?
That's correct, Your Honor.
And who spoke right before that about?
That would have been Ms. Vaughn, Your Honor, the defendant.
What did you say, Ms. Vaughn, right before that?
The ticket that the officer wrote me was for 107 and I think a 65. And I showed him my Progressive insurance. So I don't know why it's saying I failed to show insurance or that it was a 91.
Well, the copy of the ticket he filed with the clerk says exceeding maximum speed limits 8-1558, alleged speed 91, legal speed 65. What am I missing here, Mr. Regier?
The ticket that he gave me says 107 and a 65. I no longer have the paper copy of the ticket, but I do have photos of it.
Your Honor, the state's information that in this matter, 25 TR 1645, a ticket was filed with the court. It appears to allege 107 miles per hour in a 65 mile per hour zone, as well as one violation of KSA 8-1558.
I'm looking at 25 TR 531. Is that not the one that you have? Does she have two?
Your Honor,
Two.
Your Honor, it would appear that that case involves a defendant, also last name Vaughn. The state's information is that in that case, sentencing misdemeanor journal entry was filed with the court in June of this year previously.
All right. So, clerk, would you look at our paper copy of our docket list and see if the wrong ticket is filed in the wrong file?
It's not, Your Honor. This is for a Ruby Vaughn. The other case that was mentioned was for a Jordan Vaughn.
Well, when I clicked on the one that was on the docket, the other one pulled up. Let me try that again. Okay. Okay. Look on the screen, and it says Jordan Lynn Vaughn, okay, was canceled 1531, right?
Correct, Your Honor. And then Ruby Vaughn on the screen is listed as number 26.
Okay, there we go. All right, we are on the record in 25 TR 1645, State of Kansas versus Ruby Vaughn. And you are Ruby Vaughn, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
You're charged with one count of speeding 107 miles per hour in a 65 mile per hour zone on June 30th, 2025 in Butler County, Kansas. Do you wish to have a trial on that? Or do you want to admit it and get some time to pay?
So I've never done this in Kansas, but I've done this in Missouri a few times. If I just plead guilty, will you guys set up a payment plan, or will I need to come and pay it all in full?
I'll set up a payment plan for you.
Okay,
As long as you stick to the plan.
Yeah, I can stick to the plan. Or if I take it to trial, what is the worst that can come out of that?
Well, you'll about the same thing. If you're found guilty, you'll pay the fine and the court costs. Whether you plead guilty or whether you go to jury or bench trial, it's still going to be the same for 107 and a 65.
And is there a way that I could go about this and pay all my fines and everything and it not like go onto my driver's license?
Well, the county attorney has a diversion for that, but my years of experience with their diversion in one way or another tells me the 107 is too high to
Yeah, I
qualify.
think that everything that I've looked into, I will not qualify for diversion.
That's what I'm thinking. So it's 135 plus 108 court costs for a total of 483. If you went to diversion, you'd have to add a diversion fee on top of that. And probably other costs, but that's what you're looking at.
Okay, so can we just go ahead and set up a payment plan for that?
All right. Are you wanting to plead guilty to do that? Because if you want to plead not guilty, we set it for trial. If you want to plead guilty, we'll set up a payment plan. Or no contest, we'll set up a payment plan.
Okay, and with all of those, it's still going to reflect on my license, correct? Okay, so then let's just go ahead and do no contest and set up a payment plan.
All right. By pleading no contest, you're not admitting that you were speeding that speed, but you don't want to deny it and take it to trial. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Is anyone making you give up your right to trial today?
No, ma'am.
Anyone making you enter this plea today?
No, ma'am.
All right. And you don't want to hire an attorney on this?
No.
Okay. And is anyone making you give up your right to an attorney?
No.
All right. Mr. Regier and Destiny, for the record, the defendant has waived her right to counsel knowingly and voluntarily on record, and she has knowingly and voluntarily entered a plea of, you said no contest, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So, Mr. Regier, do you want to offer as a factual basis the citation by Officer Garrett King in this case that he issued June 30th, 2025, 1631 hours?
The state would so offer, Your Honor, for purposes of the record and establishing a factual basis where this case proceed to trial. The state's evidence would show a stop occurred on June 30th of this year involving a 2013 Kia Soul. The officer, besides citing the defendant for one violation of KSA 8:1558, specifically noted an alleged speed of 107 miles per hour, where the legal speed was 65 miles an hour. That was determined using radar. Where this case proceeded to trial, the state's evidence would show the same. Additionally, pursuant to the ticket lists the stop as occurring on 54 at milepost 239. The state's information is that it is within Butler County, Kansas, between Augusta and Leon city limits.
All right, I find the defendant guilty. I order the defendant to pay the scheduled fine and court costs. How much time do you need to pay that, Miss Vaughn?
I don't know, probably like 3 or 4 months.
I'll give you 120 days, no more than that, because that's
Okay.
that's your 4
And-
months.
When I looked online, it gave me the option to pay a little bit at a time. Will it mess anything up, or am I able to go in there one day and pay like $100 of it and then go in another day and maybe pay like more of it until I've built up and paid the whole cost? Or do I need to pay it all in one lump sum?
I would urge you to pay as you go so it doesn't build up.
Okay.
Any other questions about that? Call the Butler County Clerk of the District Court at 316-322-4370.
You said 316-322-4370?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. The clerk is the official custodian of the records and finances, so she'll walk you through whatever you need to know on that.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And Your Honor, is the court wishing the journal entry to reflect a specific time in which this case is to be paid in full?
Within 120 days of today.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. All right, Malcolm's Duckworth, we're going to take you up next. We're on the record in BU 2025 TR 1854, State of Kansas versus Malcolm Jamal Duckworth. Mr. Duckworth, is there an apostrophe S on Malcolm's, or is that just something you did on your screen?
I think I made this Zoom account a while ago when I was like in elementary, so I guess
Okay,
this is how I do it. Yes, ma'am.
but it is Malcolm, not Malcolm's. Yeah, you
Yes, ma'am.
got it.
Malcolm.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Jared Revere for the state, defendant in person and pro se. In count one, you're charged with having window screen too dark. And you can take that and get that taken off, and the county attorney, upon proof, will probably dismiss that. The other charge is driving without insurance or without proof of it. That's a B misdemeanor. Your fine has to be at least $300, no more than $1,000. Your sentence could be up to 6 months in the county jail. Do you intend to hire an attorney or apply for court appointed or waive attorney and represent yourself?
Could I apply for what's the best to do in my position?
I don't know what's best for you. It's an individual decision that you have to make. Where do you work?
I don't work. Actually, I attend ND Community College for football and powerlifting.
What college is that?
Independence Community College.
Oh, Independence. Okay. You're there on a football scholarship.
Yes, ma'am. And
And what?
powerlifting.
Powerlifting too. Okay. Any other income?
No, ma'am.
You live on student housing?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. I am going to appoint Attorney Darren Patterson, Darren Patterson, Patterson, and his number is, are you taking this down?
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
316
316
Okay, I'm having a mental blank. It's 377, isn't it?
316 377.
No, sorry, Your Honor. 316-322-7700.
Yes, ma'am.
700.
70.
7700. 2 7s, 2 0s.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, call him as soon as this hearing is over. Give him your case number, which is BU 2025 TR 1854.
May you please say that again?
Okay, it's BU
Yes, ma'am.
2025 TR 1854.
854. Yes, ma'am.
And then when's it this young man's court date, Destiny?
December 15th at 8 a.m., Your Honor.
You must be back here by Zoom December 15th at 8 a.m. Having talked with Mr. Patterson and followed any advice he has to give you that is, if you want to follow the advice, you better make sure it's done. All right.
Yes,
Anything
ma'am.
else, Mr. Regier?
Your Honor, the state is not aware of any appearance bonds having been previously executed in this matter, and count 2 does appear to be charged as a Class B misdemeanor.
Doesn't look like you were arrested or got your picture prints taken or signed a bond. So I'm going to have you go into a breakout room here on the screen. When it flashes up from the clerk, go to push on that, click on that, go into the breakout room with court security 2. Your bond will be 1,000 OR. You don't have to put any money up unless you fail to come to court.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so Destiny, if you'll please put Malcolm Duckworth in court security 2 in the breakout room. All right, Aalene Bailey, back to you. Are you going to start that video? Click on the red microphone and the red camera, since we don't have video either. That's if you're using a cell phone, you can run your finger down the side of the bottom and usually the icons pop up. If you're using a cell phone and they didn't do that, then Destiny, she needs to hang up, leave the hearing, come back in, and as her
Am I unmuted? Am I unmuted?
you are now. Can I see your video?
Okay, please allow Zoom Workplace to access you. Can you see me?
Not yet.
Miss Bailey, does it give you an option? Does it say allow when it pops up that message?
Okay, Destiny, what do I hit on myself or what do I do?
So I've asked for you to start your video.
Okay, start my video. I did. Please allow Zoom Workplace to access your camera from device settings. Hit OK, correct?
Correct.
Yes.
Is it working?
No.
Because when I look at my name up here in the right corner, I just see a blob. It's got a head and then a little blob fat stomach.
Well,
If I was,
all I'm seeing is that this is Judge Webster. I'm just seeing a black square with your name on it.
yeah, I see a. Oh, for heaven's sakes. I knew I shouldn't have done this. I knew it.
Just calm down because it only makes it worse if you get nervous and panic, because I do it all the time and I know all of us have these issues from time to time. Now,
But you know what, Judge Webster, I can see you, but when it goes to Destiny, all I see is the same blob that I see for me. I don't see her.
That would be because I don't have my camera on, Miss Bailey.
Okay.
Are you
Alrighty then.
able to go into your settings on your device?
I can. Well, I don't know. If it keeps, am I still with you?
yes.
Are you on your cell phone?
Okay. Yeah, I can. Let me go to settings, which is
Yes.
where I'm at. I just want to make sure I stay connected with you guys.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, if you lose us, you can always call us back.
Yeah. I mean, I know you've been here since 9, but I was at quarter of. Okay, now what do I go to, Destiny?
You need to go to the Zoom application settings within that settings app.
You're talking about the Zoom app. You're not talking about settings as in settings on my phone.
No, ma'am. I'm talking about settings as in settings on your phone. And then there's a spot where it
says Zoom map. It doesn't say Zoom app.
It should just say Zoom within your applications.
Oh, you're talking about apps. Well, just a second. Let me go back over here. Okay, settings and go to apps and then go to Zoom.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'm heading there. I'm waiting for the apps to load. I appreciate your patience. It's just like I started to walk down there. I should have done it. I just didn't do it. That was dumb. Okay, Zoom. Okay, now I am in. Okay, what do I do now?
There should be an option in there for you to allow access to your camera. It should say allow access to microphone, allow access to camera.
It doesn't say that. It says app notifications. Okay, it says permissions. Is it under permissions?
Yes, ma'am.
So I want to click on microphone.
Microphone should already be checked. Your microphone should already be activated.
Allowed. Okay, not allowed is camera.
You need to allow that one. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then allow only while using the app.
If that's your preference, ma'am, yes.
I don't know. This is only the second time I've ever used this.
That should be fine, because then when you open back up the app, it should turn on your camera.
Okay, see all apps with this permission. I don't want to know that. Okay, so then I just arrow back.
Yep, you'll come back into Zoom if you've changed that and saved it.
Well, how do I know if it's saved? I mean, I arrowed back, but it didn't ask me to save. Okay, allowed. It says camera.
And then you're in your Zoom app right now.
I am actually not. Yes, I'm looking at the Zoom app, and I still see me as a blob.
That's okay. I'm going to ask you to start your video again. We'll see if it happens.
Up there, I am. Destiny, you are a miracle worker.
Well, I don't think you look like a blob. I'm disappointed. I want to see that blob.
Well, honey, there's one underneath here. Trust me.
All right. Well, let's go on the record then in BU 2025 TR 1436, State of Kansas versus, is it Aalene Marie Bailey?
Aalene Marie Bailey Nelson. Yeah, but that's good.
Okay.
That's
Jared,
me.
Okay. Jared Regier for the state. And I'm going to call you Bailey because that's what you're under. Miss Bailey appears in person and pro se. Miss Bailey, you're here on count 1, operating a vehicle without a valid registration or with an expired tag, a B misdemeanor. Penalties could be up to a $2,500 fine and a 30-day to 6-month sentence with probation and option. In count 2, you're charged with driving without liability insurance, a B misdemeanor. It carries a fine up to $1,000, no minimum. It does have the minimum $300 fine up to $1,000, and it has a sentence of up to 6 months. Do you want to look into diversion, hire an attorney, apply for court appointed?
No, I tell you, I had insurance on that date, and I have proof of that I can email or hand carry over from.
Okay,
Do what now?
you should get that over to the county attorney's office because they are the ones now in control of that charge until or if it gets to me in trial. They can
Now, what do you well, and then on as far as like the tag, I'll tell you what I did. It was not a, what I want to say. Okay, it was the tag from what I did was I took the old tag off my old car. I just bought a 2012.
If you had an attorney, hold on. If you had an attorney, he'd probably be saying, stop talking. They can use that against your trial.
Okay.
Okay. But
that's fine. I mean, I did it. I admit that I did that. I took the tag off someone told me I could, and I did it. That was stupid.
Well, there's a lot of people out there that love to give free legal advice.
Well, I'm just dumb enough that I didn't even look at it as legal. I just did it. But I had insurance as of the 28th of May. So do I just take the hard copy over to them? Do I email it? Because I have all this documentation along with my new tag that I got on June the 19th for the new car.
Well, let's see what the county attorney, Mr. Regier, how do you want her to proceed with that? What's your preference in how she gets proof of insurance to you?
Your Honor, if it is the defendant's intent to provide additional information to my office, the state says that can be done at an email address, areception@bucoks.com.
Okay, wait a minute. I know that I've heard you say that before, but I want to make sure that it gets to the right person the first time. So where do I send it again? It's BUCOKS, is that correct?
Well, not quite. It's a period. It's not a period. It's the letter A followed by the word reception at BU. Mr. Regier, is that right?
That is the state's understanding, Your Honor.
So that's a reception at BUCOKS.
And you said that's not the, that's right. And now you said it's .gov instead of .com, right, Mr. Regier?
.com is the state's understanding, Your Honor.
Okay.
Is it .com or .gov?
You said .com on this one. Some of them have changed over and some haven't.
Okay, I'm going to send that over here in about 5 minutes as soon as we're done here.
Well, I would say if one of those don't work, try the other one. If one doesn't work, try the other.
Okay, I can do that.
All right, so you're going to apply for diversion. We're going to have to enter a not guilty plea to give you time to do that.
And how do I do that, Judge?
You call the county attorney and you tell them you want to apply for diversion and you ask them all the questions.
With all due respect, Your Honor, the state understands all information can be concerning diversion can be found on the Butler County website.
Well, there you go. You can do that at your leisure.
And that's BUCOKS, is that correct? .com or .gov?
I think it used to be .com, but I think they've been slowly but surely turning over lately. Does anybody know for sure?
Your Honor, as previously indicated on the record on an unrelated matter, the state understands it is a .gov web address.
Okay, there you go, Miss Bailey. Gabby thinks. All right.
Okay, now, what do I do if, like, for instance, diversion is not accepted? How is that handled? I mean, I don't know.
Well, if you want to ask an attorney those kind of questions, you might want to apply for your attorney or hire him or her before you do the diversion. So are you going to hire an attorney, apply for court
No.
appointed?
No, because I mean, I'm just going to tell you, I did it. I mean, I put the tag, I did it. Then I went down, and then when I renewed the tag, or got another, month or year thing, plus paid all the costs for that point back or forward, because I transferred one tag from one card to the other. And so the only reason why I even put that tag on that car is because I thought I could, or I wouldn't have done it.
All right. Well, we're not going to try the case today.
I understand.
We'll put a not guilty on it and set it for trial if you want to try it. But what are you wanting to do with it today? You're not wanting to apply for diversion. So how are you going to plead?
Well, if I'm going to apply for diversion and see what that brings. And if it doesn't bring anything, I mean, how do I proceed from there? Like
Well,
then
then
is there
why
going to
don't
be
you, okay, why
court?
don't you come? Then you can come down to the courthouse, come in the door and tell security you need an application for court-appointed attorney. They'll track it down for you. You can fill it out right there and give it back to them. But don't wait until trial or to court time. That's
won't.
kind of close. Okay.
I
All
won't.
right.
Now,
All right.
diversion, though, when I go online, are they going to email me something? I mean, how do I know?
My understanding, I'm not a party to it, but my understanding is you turn in the application online with the fee. So you probably need a credit card payment or a debit card payment. Then in about 2 weeks or so, they will send a packet in the mail, the U.S. mail, to your mailbox.
Okay.
So be looking for that. If it doesn't show up, call the county attorney and say, what's going on? And they'll track it down. If it does show up, open it, fill it out, because that's the contract, that when you return it, you will get the diversion. Now, only when you successfully complete the terms of the contract will they dismiss the case, but they can get a continuance to give you time to do that. So
Now, I do have a quick question, and I won't bother you anymore because that information sounds okay. But if I wanted to go on ahead and figure out what the fine would be, because the insurance, I know that's off of there because I've already paid the insurance and I have proof of that. But for the tag itself, for that particular, what would that fine be in case I wanted to go on ahead and just pay it?
I don't think you can pay that. I think the law requires you to do that only in court. You could pay a speeding ticket, but I don't think the tag, you can do that because it is a misdemeanor. It's an unclassified, but it is a misdemeanor. But if you pled guilty, your fine would probably be anywhere from $50 all the way up to $2,500, but it's usually around 50. Plus
Well,
your
if I wanted to plead guilty on the tag, can I do that with you today and pay the court costs? Or do they have to wait till they get my proof of insurance? How would that work?
Well, I prefer we keep them together. I think it just sets us up for too much confusion, and errors can happen if we don't keep them together. So I'm going to urge you to think that through because I don't really want to do it. I'm not going to say I wouldn't, but I'm not readily inclined to.
I understand what you're saying. So let me ask you this then. So I bring the insurance, a proof of insurance over, just a printed copy of it, or I'll just email it. Now, will they notify me that they received it and that it has been noted on this particular ticket?
Well, I don't know what they'll do there, but before that, they'll probably get with your insurance agent and confirm
That's fine.
that it is what it says, because a lot of people get those cards in the mail and then they don't mail in their payments, so they never become active or valid. But I don't think they call you don't call them and say, hey, we received it. You just tell them if you dismiss it, right, Mr. Reguta?
Your Honor, if the court has concerns about office internal procedures, the state would request the court get in contact with the county attorney. The state does not consider this an appropriate situation to discuss such measures.
All right.
So how am I going to know? That's ridiculous.
Well, the county attorney's name is Darrin, Darrin, Deviney, Devinney. And his number is 316. What?
Go ahead.
His phone number is
Go ahead.
316 321
Yes, ma'am.
6999.
Is there an extension on that?
Nope, I don't think so.
Okay. You know, I just want to get this taken care of if I can, because the insurance is good. If all I have to do is pay a fine on the license, I'm very ready and willing to go down there tomorrow and pay it.
Well, there's usually a suspended jail sentence with probation, so it's not just paying a fine on that.
Okay.
Let's see. Destiny, did you give her a court date?
Not yet, Your Honor. I wanted to make sure, are we wanting to set it on a Wednesday for entry of diversion possibly?
You know what? Let's just set a court date. Can we do that without the diversion so that I can prove that I've paid or that the insurance has been accepted, and then that I can just go on ahead and pay this fine?
But you're going to still have to come back to court because it's.
I understand. I understand.
Well,
You mean go back on Zoom?
Yeah, let me see if I can. Miss Destiny, can you give me a Monday that's kind of expedited here for her?
Let me see what I can find, Your Honor.
Because I can print that and hand carry that down tomorrow, have the insurance. Well, I'm just going to, I say hand carry it because you know what? It's like at this point, I'm irritated with technology.
I get that way myself.
I just am. And I am going to email it, but I think that I'll also hand carry it down tomorrow just to make, I don't know. I'm going to do everything. Cover all the bases.
If you're wanting to set it on a misdemeanor control docket day, the earliest that I have is December 15th.
All right. Well, you that's what you have for Wednesdays too, isn't it?
17th for Wednesdays, Your Honor.
Okay. All right.
Same
I don't know. Well, we just want to keep it on a Wednesday then if we can't expedite it more than 2 days. All right. December 17th.
Okay.
8 a.m. You must be back here to resolve this. And if you're diverted on both counts, the county attorney may tell you don't even have to come back.
Well, let me, I don't even know what that is. Let me look it up and see, what it is and see if that's what the terms are and see if that's something that I want to challenge or if I just want to pay the fine and get it over with. Because I know that the insurance is good. I'm already good on that. I mean, I know that will be dismissed based on what I have. So, I mean, I'm good on that. Anyway, I'm so sorry I didn't get this downloaded like I should have. I don't know. I still don't know what I did or didn't do, but I know that I didn't check the chat room until I've been sitting there for an hour and a half, maybe close to 2 hours. Didn't know. I had no idea. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know.
We're okay. You're good.
Okay. Ma'am, you have a good day.
Your Honor, if I may interject.
Sure.
Yes. Go ahead,
Your
Mr.
Your Honor, there are 3 outstanding issues that the state wishes to address at this time.
Go ahead.
Your Honor, notwithstanding the allegations raised by the defendant on the record today. Count 2 does appear to be charged as a Class B misdemeanor. The state's information is that there has not been an appearance bond executed in this matter, and the defendant does appear pursuant to a summons, so there is also the apparent outstanding issue of booking. The state has no objection to the court ordering an appropriate amount of bond, nor the court ordering an unrecognizance bond. In this case, the state is seeking as a special condition of bond in light of the proceedings here today that the defendant be ordered to appear in person for all future proceedings.
I have no idea what he just said.
All right, Miss Bailey, what I'm
Yes.
saying is I'm going to set a bond. Where do you live?
I live in El Dorado.
Good, because you're going to have to go down to Stone Road where the jail sits, Butler County Detention. Go in there and tell them you're there for picture, prints, and bond. And they're going to take your picture, your prints, and your bond. I'm required to do that because you have a B misdemeanor. But I'm going to make it an OR bond where you don't have to take the money with you. But if you don't come back when you're supposed to or follow the court's orders of bond, that bond could be revoked. You could sit in jail until your case is over, and you could owe the state of Kansas $1,000.
Okay, so I go on, did you say Stonewall?
Stone Road is out there close to the prison, right before you get to the prison.
I don't know. Okay.
Well, you know where the courthouse, you just keep going until you get to a sign that says Stone Road. The officer can tell you more about where that's located. It's real easy to get to.
What number do I dial to let them, do I have to have an appointment?
You do, and you're going to go into a breakout room with court security too, and he's going to set that all up for you.
Okay, and that's just here in a minute. Now, am I going to get an email? Am I going to get a thing to click on to go to court
On your
security?
screen, on your screen, Destiny's going to put something up there for you to click on. Yes.
Okay. All right, I'll do that.
And Your Honor, the state's request concerning the special condition.
Oh, which one was that? I don't remember.
Your Honor, in light of the proceedings today, the state is seeking as a special condition of bond that the defendant be ordered to appear in person for all future proceedings.
Miss Bailey, would you be able to come down to the courthouse and let somebody else run that technology for you?
I am absolutely great with that. Now, is that considered in person if I go down there? Is that what you're talking about?
Well, I think that's what in person, it can be used one of two ways. In person means we're both in person, or it could mean you're in person at the courthouse, but I'm in another room doing Zoom. So
Okay. I have no problem with that whatsoever. As a matter of fact, that probably wouldn't be a bad idea.
all right, well, that's what I'll order then.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, now is that going to be at 9 o'clock on the 17th?
Yes.
Okay. Now, I don't need for anybody to deliver any kind of paperwork to me because that just upsets people where I live because I'm in it's an assisted kind of living area. Are you going to do that like you did with the tickets? I think that's insane. Because, I mean, a ticket is a ticket. To me, that's my opinion.
Deputy,
Did you set a bond amount, Judge?
I think I said 1,000 OR.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, he'll tell you what all the procedure is from here, Miss Bailey.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You've been most helpful and most patient.
We'll look for that change on your screen here in a
Okay,
bit.
it does. It says join, so I'm going to join.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Smith, you're first up on the docket. Jared Regier appearing for the state and the defendant Alexis Smith in person and per se, in this case, BU 2025 TR 165. Miss Mitchell, can you hear me okay?
Yes,
Are you still without an attorney or did you get one?
I did not get one.
Are you planning to proceed on your own behalf today then?
Yeah, I'm not able to afford an attorney right now at this moment.
Well, we talked about this back on July 23rd. We even talked about diversion, but you didn't think you could afford the diversion, so you didn't apply for that.
In the month of August, my bills were over $1,500 and I only made 966, so I was not able to come up with the money for me to be able to apply for diversion.
All righty. Well, so you're ready to go to trial now?
Yeah,
Okay. Is anyone making you represent yourself today by any threats or promises?
nope. Or no, ma'am. Sorry.
That is what you want to do?
Yep.
All right. I'll have the record reflect that you're knowingly and voluntarily waiving your right to counsel. Mr. Regier, are you ready to go to trial?
State is prepared, Your Honor.
We are set for trial on one count. It's driving while suspended. So please call your first witness, Mr. Regier.
Yes, Your Honor. The state calls Sergeant Tad White to the stand.
Please raise your right hand.
Who, me?
No, Mr. Sergeant White. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. You may lower your hand, and Mr. Regier, you may start your questions.
Thank you, Your Honor. Would you please state your name for the record?
Yes, my name is Thad White.
Okay. Where are you employed?
I am employed with the Butler County Sheriff's Office.
Okay. And what is your professional title in your employment at the Butler County Sheriff's Office?
I am currently the rank of sergeant with the Sheriff's Office.
And how long have you worked as a law enforcement officer?
For over 18 years.
Were you on active duty in your professional capacity on August 22nd, 2024 at approximately 5:54 p.m.?
Yes, I will.
And where were you at that time?
On that day and approximately that time, I was patrolling in the city of El Dorado, conducting traffic enforcement.
Okay. When you say patrolling, were you in a vehicle or on foot?
I was in a patrol vehicle.
Okay. And was this what did this patrol vehicle have any indicia on the side to establish it as a law enforcement vehicle?
I could have been in an unmarked. I'm not really sure if I was in a marked patrol vehicle or an unmarked patrol vehicle.
Okay.
It wasn't an emergency light siren, so.
Okay. So this patrol vehicle was equipped with emergency lights or sirens, if I'm hearing you correctly?
That is correct.
Okay. And to the best of your knowledge, is El Dorado city limits located entirely within Butler County?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Do you recall exactly where you were in El Dorado at the date and time in question?
I was patrolling eastbound on Fifth Avenue in El Dorado.
Okay. And forgive me, you had some slight interference. What roadway were you on?
Sixth Avenue.
Okay. At this location, do you recall if there are any trees in the immediate area?
It's a residential area, so yes, there's houses.
Okay.
Trash.
Okay. And these houses, approximately how many would you say?
I'm sorry, I blew a lot of connection for a little bit.
Sergeant, are you in a position to do you have currently visual capabilities?
Yes, I can see you. Can you not see me?
You're not at this moment.
Can I try to sign in on a different device? Would that help?
Your Honor.
That would be fine. Go ahead. Ms. Smith, please make sure your vehicle is not moving, even if
Oh,
you're not.
it's not. I'm moving around in my seat. My spine is a little uncomfortable.
Okay. I'll just. While we're waiting, Mr. Regier, court was to begin at 1:30. Let's take up the Frasier case.
Very good, Your Honor.
We are on the record in BU 2025 TR 1085, State of Kansas versus Selwyn Loden Jason Frasier, Jared Regier for the state. The defendant fails to appear after asking for a bench trial today.
And yes, Your Honor, the state does have an announcement for the court's consideration.
Please proceed.
Your Honor, some new information has been brought to the state's attention regarding this matter. At this time, the state does tender a motion to dismiss this case without prejudice.
Did the defendant and his counsel know that you were going to make this motion? Is that why they didn't come, or do you know?
Your Honor, I do have a note in the file which would appear to suggest that there was some communication between my office and the defense prior to this setting.
All right. Then the motion to dismiss with prejudice is granted, or without prejudice is granted. And this portion of the hearing, State versus Frasier, is dismissed.
Thank you, Your Honor. And for the record, that is without prejudice?
That's what I wrote down, without.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Now, are we ready to go back on the record in Alexis Michelle Smith?
At the court's leisure, Your Honor.
We are back on the record in State versus Smith, 25 TR 165, all parties as before. Please proceed.
Yes, Your Honor. In light of the recess, does the court wish to re-swear in the witness? If not, I am prepared to proceed.
Sergeant White, you are still under oath. Please
Yes,
proceed.
Your Honor.
Sergeant, you had previously testified that on the date and time of question, you were patrolling 6th Avenue in a residential area, including both trees and houses. Approximately how many residential buildings are in this neighborhood, would you say?
I couldn't even guess a number. Like I said, it's a residential area. There is some commercial businesses along that avenue also.
Okay.
It's well populated.
Okay. Sergeant, are you familiar with KSA 8262?
Yes, I am.
Okay. And what does KSA 8262 say about drivers with suspended driving privileges?
Oh, 8-262 is the Kansas statute for driving while suspended. I mean, you're not allowed to operate a motor vehicle with a suspended driver's license.
Okay. And when you say you, are you referring to a specific class of drivers or all drivers?
That would be all drivers.
Okay. Your Honor, at this time, I respectfully request the court take judicial notice of KSA 8262.
So taken.
And Your Honor, it would appear that the state's witness has lost reception again.
Can you see and hear me? I have a good connection. I'm not sure what's going on.
We can hear you very well. We just can't see you. We could earlier, but twice now we've lost your audio or your video. Now we can see you good again. Mr. Regier, did you want to
And I
proceed?
can't see you. There you go. Can you see and hear me, Your Honor?
Yes.
Okay.
Your Honor, if I may proceed.
Go ahead.
Sergeant, do you consider yourself capable of identifying traffic violations when you see them?
Yes.
Okay. Besides your over 18 years of experience you had previously referred to, do you have any special training on a one-time or a recurring basis that allows you to identify traffic violations on site?
Yes, I've attended the Kansas Law Enforcement Academy. We do annual training, and I'm familiar with many of the traffic statutes for the state of Kansas.
Okay. And this annual training, what does that involve?
It can be an array of different trainings. It could be stuff over criminal investigations, drugs, traffic. It's just an array of different trainings that we have.
Okay. And are you required to attend these annual trainings to maintain your certification as a law enforcement officer?
Yes, I'm required to have 40 hours of annual training.
Okay. And are you current on your continuing education obligations at this time?
Yes, I am.
Okay. On August 22nd, 2024, at approximately 5:44 p.m., did you see any acts that you consider to be traffic violations?
Like I said earlier, I was patrolling eastbound on West 6th Avenue in El Dorado. I observed a black Honda Pilot traveling in front of me. Using my in-car computer, I ran the tag on the vehicle. The return on that tag showed the registered owner of the vehicle had a suspended driver's license. I noticed the operator of the vehicle appeared to be a female, which would match what was on the registration return when I ran the tag.
Okay. And when you say traveling, is it your testimony that when you observed this black Honda, it was in motion?
Can you see and hear me?
Well, yeah, we can hear you. Can't see you.
I apologize, Your Honor. Like I said, I have perfect signal where I'm at.
Okay. Well, you're back looking good again. So let's proceed.
All right,
Thank
thank you, Your Honor.
Thank
You're
you, Ron.
welcome.
To re-ask the question, Sergeant, when you say traveling, is it your testimony that the black Honda was in motion when you observed it?
Yes, it was traveling east in front of me.
Okay. What happened after you, directly after you observed this Honda being driven eastbound?
Like I said, I ran the tag, which showed the registered owner as suspended. I saw that the driver appeared to be a female, which would match what the registration return showed, the registered owner as being a female, and I initiated a
Okay.
traffic stop.
And did you, after initiating this traffic stop, did you successfully conduct one?
Yes.
Okay. Once you conducted the stop, did you personally speak to the driver of the Honda?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I explained the reason for the traffic stop.
Okay. Do you see the driver of this Honda present in the Zoom conference?
Earlier I did. Right now her screen's blacked out to me. I can see you.
Your Honor, how does
She's under the one that was labeled.
Your Honor, how does the court wish to proceed under these circumstances?
Sergeant White, you said something about she was under what?
I can actually see her now, Your Honor.
Okay. A describer.
She's a white female. She's got her hair pulled up. I can't really tell from the screen, but she's got like a darker colored top on, maybe black with some white in it.
And when you say, officer, when you say that you can't really tell from the screen, what is that in reference to?
The Zoom screen that I'm looking at.
Okay. Are you referring to her clothing or her facial features?
I can see that she's a white female and she has her hair pulled up. She's in a vehicle. Her screen is titled Alexis Smith. And I believe she might have some type of like hoodie-like top on.
Okay. Is there anything that you observed today which leads you to suspect this may not be the individual on whom you conducted the stop on the date and time in question?
No, sir.
Okay. Your Honor, let the record reflect that the witness has identified the defendant.
The record shall so reflect.
Sergeant, during the stop, did the defendant ever provide you with a form of official identification?
I can't remember if she handed me an actual ID or just gave me her name and her date of birth.
Okay.
I don't remember, so I can't say with certainty.
Okay. Is it your testimony that she either provided you with an official ID or her name and date of birth?
That is correct.
Okay. Did you ever determine the status of the defendant's driving privileges?
Yes, I confirmed her suspension through Butler County Emergency Communications.
Okay. Your Honor, at this time, I respectfully request leave of the court to share my screen.
Very well.
And Your Honor, it would appear that I require special permission to do so.
Destiny, he's granted that special permission from the court that he can share his screen.
Okay, Your Honor, give me just a second. We had to change something in the settings last time, I believe.
Okay.
Okay, Your Honor, he should be able to now.
And Your Honor, I'm not sure if the court wishes to go off mic and off camera at this time, given that the state does intend to introduce the certified driving record as an exhibit after laying appropriate foundation.
I would like to go off of YouTube at this time for that, Missy.
Broadcasting on YouTube again.
I believe we are now, but for the record, Destiny,
We're back on live.
go ahead, Mr. Regier.
Barring any redirect, no further questions, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Smith, do you have any questions of Sergeant White? They have to be questions, not statements.
Yeah. Where did you okay, am I allowed to ask him questions or just you?
No, you don't ask me questions. You ask the witness,
The witness? Okay.
Sergeant White.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to figure it out.
Do you have any questions of him?
I'm trying to figure out how to ask, I'm trying to figure out, okay, so on 6th Street where I got pulled over, where did you see me? I'm not trying to make a statement, so that's why I'm trying to figure out how to ask it. Where on 6th Street did you see me drive my Honda Pilot? Like, where did you first notice me? Sorry, you're cutting out really bad.
Actually, it would have been the 800 block of West 6th Avenue.
800 block. Where is that at 800 block on 6th Street? If you can kind of give me like a general description around so I can understand.
It would be east of Haverhill and west of Main Street. It's in between that area.
Okay, and then
precise cross street.
okay, and then did you see me on 6th Street at all until I reached that point where you did see me? If that makes sense.
I'm sure I was traveling behind you, and
Do you have any more questions, Ms. Smith?
So no, not really. Because it'd be more statements, and so I'm trying to figure out how to do it. So I would just like to continue.
All right, then I think it's back to you for redirect, Mr. Regier.
No further questions from for this witness, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you, Trooper White. Please call your next witness, Mr. Regier.
No further witnesses from the state, Your Honor.
All right, the state rests. Miss Smith, do you have any witnesses?
No.
You don't wish to testify yourself? You don't have to, and your silence won't be used against you.
So if I'm like testifying, so like kind of like my part of like what happened.
Yeah, I'll have to put you under oath. You want to do that? You
I
don't have to. Nobody's going to force you or make you.
just would like to speak my side about what happened and everything.
All right, please raise your right hand. You solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
All right, please put your hand down. Tell us your name and, well, you are Alexis Michelle Smith, the defendant herein, right?
Yes, I'm Alexis Michelle Smith.
All right, and you're wanting to testify on your own behalf.
Yes.
And is anyone making you do that by threats or promises?
Nope.
And you know you can hire an attorney, and if you cannot afford one, you can apply and see if you qualify for court appointed.
Yep, I understand.
Knowing all that, you wish to proceed on your own behalf today?
I think my best bet would try to apply for one.
Or what?
For an attorney.
Well, you're kind of a little bit slow. I mean, I'm asking you late to establish the record, but you've told me up until this point that you did not want an attorney, right?
Sorry, let's just go ahead and continue. I'm just going to testify on my behalf. It's a nervous situation.
All right. Okay, so what do you want me to know?
Okay, so if he seen me supposedly around the Haverhill area and everything, I took Central, and when I took Central, I turned left onto Summit, and then I went down, I passed 3rd, and I went down to 6th Street, and I made a right-hand turn onto 6th Street, and then within seconds, lights were going off, and I pulled on to made a right-hand turn onto Topeka Street. Since I was blocking traffic right there, I was trying to get out of the traffic area. Had to pull up a little bit further because I was having power steering issues. He explained why he pulled me over and everything else, and then he did take my actual license. I did hand that to him, and then he explained the whole situation, and then it went from there. But I wasn't doing anything like out of the blue, and I realized that the situation I did was wrong, driving while being suspended. But that right there, like, he saw me by the Haverhill area right there, opposite or near that area, but then pulled me over off of 6th Street near Summit and Topeka Street. I was confused because I was barely even a block on to 6th Street at the time when I got pulled over. And that's when I noticed him, and it was an unmarked car at the time, but there were sirens, so that did show that he was a police officer. So that's my side right there. And I did speak with him and everything, and he explained like where I can see where my license is valid and not valid. He explained all that to me. So that is my side.
All right. Now, Mr. Regier, do you want to ask your questions? He can cross-examine if he wants.
No questions from the state, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Smith, any other witnesses you want to call?
No. The only people that I had with me were my 2 sons, so they're in school, so nope.
Okay. Well, both parties have rested. At this time, I do find the defendant, Alexis Michelle Smith, guilty of driving while her license or privilege to do so was suspended, and that driving took place in El Dorado, Butler County, Kansas on November 29th of 2024. Mr. Regier, does the state have recommendations for sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor. As a pre-sentencing matter, the state does make an oral motion for the court to determine whether the defendant's prior waiver of counsel on the record as found by the court prior to the waiver of opening statements and testimony and trial is continuing in this matter.
I find that it is continuing, yes.
Thank you, Your Honor. On the sole count currently before the court, the state does recommend that the statutory minimum fine of $100, that the court impose court costs and a suspended jail sentence of 120 days, subject to a 6-month non-reporting probationary period.
I will follow those recommendations. You will be fined $100 and assessed court costs of $108 for a total due of $208. Your sentence is for 12 days, Mr. Regier, is what you wanted?
The state is recommending a 120-day suspended jail sentence, Your Honor.
Your sentence will be 120 days in the county jail. You will not have to serve that as long as you successfully complete a 1-year, well, no, make that a 6-month non-reporting probation. You don't have to see a probation officer, but for 6 months, you are to violate no laws and you are to pay the $208. How soon can you pay that?
If I could have at least 2 weeks.
How about 30 days? Is that enough?
Yes, that's enough.
All right, I'll make that a condition of your probation that you pay within 30 days. You violate no laws. And Mr. Regier, anything further?
Not on this matter, besides thanking Sergeant White for honoring his subpoena here this afternoon.
Absolutely. All right, Miss Smith, if there's nothing further, you may go.
Forgive me, Your Honor, there are 2 other matters that has just been brought to my attention.
All right.
Your Honor, if the court does wish the journal entry from this matter to reflect that the balance of this case shall be paid in full within 30 days, if I heard the court correctly, I believe the court, there is still the prospective issue of an appeal.
Yes, thank you. You do have the right to appeal. You have up to 14 days to appeal. But if you appeal, your appeal must be filed along with an appeal bond that I'm setting for $208 at this time, which you might recognize as the amount of the fine and cost. I want those to be preserved in case you go out and spend years on appeal and you don't come back victorious, and the money is still there.
If I may ask, would I be able to get some documentation that for all of this, just for like the rules and stuff?
Well, if you want to pay for it, you can request a transcript. Is that what you mean?
No, for like the non-reporting stuff. I don't know any of that, so I know that you said no violation of the laws and stuff like that.
Okay. Well, I mean, no jaywalking tickets, no illegal parking tickets, no running stoplights, robbing banks, no laws.
Okay.
That's what I mean. But Mr. Regier can probably send you a copy of the journal entry, or you can request a copy from the clerk of the district court as soon as it's filed.
Your Honor, the state would respectfully suggest it may be more procedurally appropriate, as I do not represent the defendant in these proceedings, that such a request be made through the court clerk's office.
But when you have a counsel defendant, do you not send them copies of the journal entry?
Pursuant to the Certificate of Service in a Rule 170 notice, Your Honor.
Defense counsel only gets a copy if they call the clerk. They don't get them unless they fail to sign and it's filed under Rule 170.
Your Honor, I have no knowledge as to that particular issue.
Okay, all right. Well, I would say in a couple of weeks, you can call the clerk. They're going to probably charge her a couple of weeks, but Mr. Regier, I'd like to also have you mail her a copy of that.
I'll put it, if that is the court's order, I will put it a note in the file, Your Honor.
That would be my order, is to send her a copy of the order. She does need to know what her conditions are, but there are only 2 conditions really, Ms. Smith. Violate no laws and pay that within 30 days.
Okay, and do I just come up to the clerk's office to pay that?
Yes.
Okay.
And they can tell you how you can pay online after that if you're able to.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Ms. Smith. You're excused.
All right.
And Sergeant White, you're excused unless you're here on another subpoena.
No, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, well, you can stay if you want, but you sure don't have to. All right, we're going to take up the bench trial on Deng, BU 2025 TR 1054, State of Kansas versus John Deng. Jared Regier for the state. Is the defendant John Deng present? Is that you, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Now, if you're going to just stand there, you have to be still and not be distracting, moving around. You need to
Okay.
find a place to just sit, maybe.
I will sit down.
That would be great.
Mhm.
All right. This matter comes on for bench trial on one count alleging speeding 91 miles per hour and a posted maximum 65 mile per hour. And Mr. Dang, you did not, well, I don't know if you would qualify, but you want to go to trial today, right?
I believe so, Your Honor.
All right. Now, I don't think you would qualify for diversion with that speed, but did you look into that? Did you have the chance to do it?
Yes, Your Honor. I was denied.
Okay. All right, then let's proceed. Mr. Regier, you want to call your first witness? Speeding 91 and a 65.
Forgive me, Your Honor, I appear to have been previously muted. The state does have two pre-trial matters to address.
Go ahead, please.
Your Honor, as a preliminary matter, the ticket in this matter appears to allege, besides the alleged speed, specifically that the alleged speed occurred in a construction zone, and the state does intend to proceed on that front. The state will further be requesting, notwithstanding the level of the charge, a pretrial ruling whether or not the defendant has waived his right to counsel in this matter.
Well, it's just a speeding ticket, but Mr. Dang, do you intend to hire an attorney or represent yourself?
No, Your Honor.
Well, I asked you a compound question. I better break it down. Do you intend to hire an attorney?
No, Your Honor.
Do you intend to represent yourself?
No, Your Honor.
Then how are you going to proceed if no one speaks for you today? You're not going to speak for yourself at all in this trial?
Oh, excuse me, Your Honor. I will represent myself.
Okay. Okay. Is anyone making you, by threat or promise, give up your right to an attorney?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. And you plead not guilty to speeding 91 and a 65 on May 14th of 25, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Mr. Regier, you may call your first witness.
Your Honor, just to be clear, is the court finding on the record that the defendant has waived his right to counsel?
I do so find.
Thank you, Your Honor. At this time, Your Honor, the state calls Master Trooper Nathan Voss to the stand.
Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. You may lower your hand, and Mr. Regier, you may begin your questions.
Thank you, Your Honor. Would you please state your name for the record?
Nathan Voss
Where are you employed?
with the Kansas Highway Patrol.
Okay. And what is your professional title with the Kansas Highway Patrol?
My professional title is Master Trooper.
Okay. And how long have you worked as a law enforcement officer?
Since July 6th, 2006.
So approximately 19 years?
Correct.
Okay. Were you on active duty in your professional capacity on May 14th, 2025 at approximately 12:35 a.m.?
Yes, sir.
And where were you at that time?
I was on I-35, known as the Kansas Turnpike in Butler County.
Okay. Do you recall where exactly on I-35 you were at the date and time in question?
Approximately the date and time, I was traveling southbound on I-35 in the range from my video, from my range from 60 milepost 65 until when I stopped the subject at approximately 50 milepost 57.
Okay. And to the best of your knowledge, is this range, as you put it, from milepost 65 to milepost 57, is that all within Butler County?
Correct.
Okay. I-35, do you consider that to be a multi-lane highway?
Correct. It's a 4-lane divided highway.
Okay. And how would you describe the directions of these 4 lanes?
The direction of those 4 lanes go from like a southwest direction to a northeast direction.
Okay.
Typically.
Are all four of these lanes, do they all proceed in the same direction?
No, two proceed north and then two southbound.
Okay. Are the now northbound and southbound lanes of I-35 separated by any barriers?
Typically, yes, they are separated by a barrier. There are instances of construction or otherwise that they will not be, and that was in this case.
Okay. And this barrier that one typically observes on I-35, do you recall what it's constructed of?
Yes, it's a concrete median barrier.
Okay. Were you in a marked patrol vehicle at the time?
Yes, I was.
Okay. And is this marked patrol vehicle, is it equipped with emergency signals of some kind?
Yes, it has emergency lighting as well as sirens and sounds.
Okay. And does this marked patrol vehicle that you were in, is it also equipped with headlamps?
Yes, it does.
Okay. And at the date and time in question, were these headlamps activated?
Yes.
Okay. Could you please describe your immediate surroundings for the court as you recall them?
At the time?
Yes.
From based on my video review, my surroundings where I was traveling southbound from the Towanda service area, which would be approximately milepost 65. As I traveled southbound, continued to travel southbound, I came upon two vehicles southbound, and with no other relative traffic.
Okay. Overall, would you describe this area, notwithstanding the Towanda service station, as rural?
Correct.
Okay. At this location, would you describe I-35 as more curving or a straight shot?
Most of it is a pretty well straight. There are a few curves in there.
Okay. On May 14th, 2024, at approximately 12:35 a.m., did you observe any posted signs identifying this area as a construction or maintenance work area?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How could you have seen these posted signs if it was approximately 12:35 a.m. in May?
Based upon the illumination of any other vehicles and my vehicle's nighttime lights or headlights, and also the reflectivity and the actual signs themselves.
Okay. How many of these signs would you say you observed at the time?
I know there
as a guesstimate.
I know there's a construction ahead sign, and then a slow down speed to 65, followed by a do not pass, and then finally by a posted 65 mile per hour as it enters, and then followed by the 65 mile per hour sign. There's a direction arrow board, which emerged traffic down into what would typically be the right traffic lane of southbound.
So approximately 5 signs at least in this area.
Yeah, approximately. I'm not sure if there's any other previous.
Okay. Where on I-35 were these posted signs located?
The actual 65 mile per hour sign is at approximately 57 milepost 57.9. The other signs leading up to that, the road construction ahead, are approximately spaced out. I believe it's 1/10 to 2/10 of a mile prior. So there was leading up approximately a half mile, I would say, just approximate half mile leading up to that 65 mile per hour sign were the warnings.
Okay. Approximately how far off from I-35 would you say that these posted signs were located?
The signs, they were on both sides of the southbound traffic. One would be presented on top of the median, and the other one would be on the edge of the road edge, or on the right side of the road edge.
Okay. So, and when you say on the edge, how far off would you say that is from the roadway itself?
From the right lane fog line to the edge of the road is approximately 10 feet.
Okay. On the date and time in question, did you observe any traffic control devices located on I-35 itself that restricted traffic in the area to a single lane?
Yes, that would be after the 65 mile per hour sign and the directional arrow board pointing right. Followed by that, there was traffic cones, which closed down what would typically be the left lane, as I would call it, and merged it into the right lane. And then there are small reflectors
as well as small, for lack of a better term, small cylindrical, I guess you'd call them signs on the median that would separate northbound to southbound traffic
Okay.
into one lane each.
All right. And again, how could you have seen these traffic control devices if it was approximately 12:35 a.m. in May?
Based on vehicle lights.
Okay. And based on your experience as a law enforcement officer, what does the presence of these kinds of traffic control devices on roadways traditionally indicate?
It indicates a construction or a work zone on the roadway.
Okay. Do you recall what the weather was like on the date and time in question?
I do not.
Okay. Master Trooper, are you familiar with KSA 8-1558?
Yes, sir.
And what does that say about drivers and maximum speed limits?
In the essence, it says they shall not exceed the posted or maximum speed limit.
Okay. And when you use the word they, is that referring to a specific class of drivers?
It'd be the motoring public or any motorist.
Okay. So is it your testimony that they is reference not to a specific class of drivers, but all motorists on the roadway?
Correct.
Okay. Your Honor, at this time, I respectfully request the court take judicial notice of KSA 8-1558.
Taken.
Master Trooper, do you consider yourself capable of identifying traffic violations on site?
Yes, sir.
Besides your approximately 19 years of experience, do you have any continuing education obligations you're expected to complete to maintain your certification as a law enforcement officer?
Yes, annually we're required by state law to do 40 hours of continuing education. And
Okay.
those continuing education can cover a wide span of things from firearms, legal updates, all kinds of stuff like that.
Okay. And are you present on your continuing education obligations at this time?
Yes.
Okay. On the date and time in question, did you see any acts that you consider traffic violations?
Yes.
And what did you see?
I was traveling southbound on 35 and at approximately about milepost 61 southbound. It came upon, there was two vehicles traveling southbound in front of me. I observed a vehicle that was traveling in front of me go from the right traffic lane to the left traffic lane without signaling. And also it looked like it may have been failing to maintain the single lane. So I began to watch that vehicle and I turned on my in-car camera. During that time, the vehicle sped up and passed the second vehicle. And at approximately 60, I checked the speed of the vehicle that had done the passing at 93 miles per hour in a 75 mile per hour zone. I continued to follow that vehicle. And then we entered the 65 mile per hour construction zone, which had been at the milepost 59 or 57.9. And that subject was going at that time 91 and it's right past it at the 65 in 65 mile per hour zone.
Okay. I want to talk about the vehicle that you observed make the lane change, and then you determined that vehicle speed. Do you recall what the make of this vehicle was?
It was I believe it was like a gray or a silver Honda 4-door.
Okay.
I believe a 4-door. It was some sort of car.
Okay. But is it your testimony that this particular vehicle that you pursued was a Honda?
Correct.
Okay. Besides your and you touched on this briefly, but for the record, besides your own sentences, did you use any specialized equipment to determine this Honda's speed?
Yes, I use my stalker radar equipment.
Okay. And are you certified to use this equipment?
Yes, I'm certified to use it, and I'm also a certified recertifier.
Okay. And what do your duties as a recertifier, to use your words, entail?
Every 3 years, as a highway patrol policy, we're required to go through annual operational testing and test that against another vehicle's radar and equipment.
Okay. Did you undergo any specialized training to become a recertifier of this equipment?
Yes, I did at the Highway Patrol Training Academy. I'm not sure the length of time, but yes, I did.
Okay. Do you use testing on stalker radar to check that it's working during regular law enforcement activities?
Yes, we use an internal test at the beginning and end of shift.
Okay. So, is it your testimony that this testing to make sure stalker radar is working properly occurs twice daily?
Twice per shift, yes.
Okay. So if you had a shift that started one day and went into the next morning, it would be testified the day you started and the morning you ended?
I would have tested it that night when I came out, and then I would have tested it when I got home in the morning. Correct.
Okay. Does stalker radar require daylight to work properly?
No,
And how do you know that?
just based upon my training and experience.
Okay. What would happen if, in theory, a stalker radar unit was not working properly?
It's been my experience personally that if it doesn't work, the number one, it just won't function. And I've had that happen twice in my career. When you go do an internal test or of something of that nature, it'll just malfunction and then it'll turn off.
Okay.
Either that or it'll make displays that can't be construed as another speed. A lot of time it'll say hold or HLD or something of that nature, which wouldn't connect to the actual traffic scenario.
Okay. On May 14th, 2025, at approximately 12:35 a.m., at any time prior to or following, did you receive any did your stalker radar did it refuse to work at any time?
No, sir.
Did it give you any indications that you had previously addressed as far as stalker radar not working properly?
No, sir.
To the best of your knowledge, was there anything about your stalker radar unit to indicate that it was malfunctioning on the date and time in question?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay. Can you confirm that this Honda that you referred to was specifically clocked by the stalker radar?
Yes, I can. It was the only vehicle traveling directly in front of me.
Okay. But you had mentioned previously that there were two vehicles.
Yes,
Can you
correct.
elaborate on that?
At the time I checked the speed, both speeds, the one in the 75 and then also in the 65 construction zone, that vehicle would have been behind me, and the Honda that I checked would have been directly in front of me.
So is it your testimony that when you checked the Honda speed in the 65 mile per hour zone, there were no other vehicles in front of you?
There were no other vehicles I know traveling southbound in front of me.
Okay. And did you determine the Honda's speed using a stalker radar unit that was directed front towards the Honda?
Correct. It would have been the front radar of the unit.
Okay. I'd like to talk about when you determined the Honda's speed. Prior to measuring the Hondas in 65 mile per hour zone, did you observe the Honda drive past any posted signs identifying the area as a construction or maintenance work area?
Yes, it would have been the signs I discussed earlier where it said construction zone ahead,
Okay.
and then 65 mile per hour zone ahead,
Okay.
followed by no passing, and then the actual speed sign.
Okay. So is it your testimony that when you ultimately determined the Honda speed at 65 miles per hour, the Honda had already passed the 65 mile per hour sign?
Yes, it had passed the 65 mile per hour sign, and then it slowed down about approximately a tenth after that.
Okay. And after it passed, just for the record, and after it passed the 65 mile per hour sign, what speed did your stalker radar measure the Honda driving at?
Directly after it passed the 65, it was doing 91.
Okay. And after the stalker radar measured the Honda driving at 91 miles per hour, did the Honda continue to drive past additional posted signs that identified this area as being a construction or maintenance area?
I'm not sure if there's any specific signs, but it has like the lane lines are broken by those cylindrical cones and the reflectors so it's head on. They would have followed that until there would have been more traffic cones, and then finally a sign at the end that would have said in the construction end of the construction zone.
So just to be clear, is it your testimony that you measured the Honda speed at 91 miles per hour? It continued to drive past these cones before reaching an end construction zone sign?
Yes, it continued. Yes.
Okay. Your Honor, at this time, I respectfully request leave of the court to share my screen. Master Trooper, do you see the video footage on the screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you know what type of video footage this is?
That would be the video for my patrol vehicle.
Okay. And are you familiar with these kinds of video footages in your ordinary course of business?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you touched on this briefly, but just for the record, is it your testimony that you have personal knowledge of this particular video footage?
Yes, sir. I reviewed it this morning.
Okay. And were you personally present at the time of the events depicted in this video footage?
Yes, sir.
And to the best of your knowledge, has this video footage been altered in any way?
I don't know that, but I don't believe so.
Okay. To the best of your knowledge, is this video footage an accurate depiction of the events of the May 14, 2025 stop?
I believe so.
Okay. Your Honor, at this time, I move to admit the video footage of the May 14, 2025 stop as states Exhibit 1.
I think it's Exhibit 2.
Your Honor, the state is not aware of any prior exhibits in this particular matter.
Oh, I'm mixing it up with the other one then. Okay. States 1 will be admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, at this time, I respectfully request leave of the court to play the video footage from approximately minute marker 2 minutes and 35 seconds to minute marker 5 minutes and 0 seconds.
Okay, go ahead.
Master Trooper, did you have the opportunity to review the video footage as I just played it?
Yes, sir. This morning.
Okay, just as I played it for the court.
Oh, yes, sir. I did.
Okay. Is there anything in this video footage segment that causes you to amend your earlier testimony?
No, sir.
Okay. Your Honor, at this time, I respectfully request leave of the court to stop sharing my screen.
Granted.
Did you ever successfully conduct a traffic stop on this Honda?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Once you conducted the stop, did you personally speak to the driver of the Honda?
Yes, I did.
Do you see the driver of this Honda present in the Zoom conference?
Yes, sir.
Could you please point them out and give a brief description for the court?
All right. It looks like the subject has a red shirt, wearing some sort of glasses, with black hair. Is it male?
Your Honor, let the record reflect that the witness has identified the defendant.
The witness has identified the defendant, John Deng, for the record.
Thank you, Your Honor. Master Trooper, did the defendant ever provide you with official identification during the stop?
Yes, a Kansas driver's license.
Okay. Did you ever write the defendant a citation for speeding?
Yes, I did.
All right, and to redirect, no further questions, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Deng, do you have questions for the officer? They can only be questions at this point, but if you have questions based on what he's testified to, you can follow up with them now. You don't have to if you don't want to.
No, Your Honor.
No questions?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Call your next witness, Mr. Regier.
State has no further witnesses, Your Honor.
Okay. The state is resting, Mr. Deng, meaning they don't mean to put on any more evidence. Do you have any witnesses or any evidence you want to present? You don't have to, and it won't be held against you as a sign of guilt. But if you want to put someone on, including yourself, this is the time to do it.
No, Your Honor.
All right. So both parties have rested.
The state does rest, Your Honor.
The defendant does not wish to proceed. Well, at this time, I do find the defendant guilty based on the testimony and the exhibits. This does appear to be a construction zone, so the fine will be doubled from 100 to 200, and court costs will be assessed of 108.
Your Honor?
Yes, Mr. Regier,
The state would respectfully request leave of the court to be heard on the issue of sentencing.
go ahead. You may
Your Honor,
proceed.
The pursuant to the ticket in this matter, the defendant was charged with speeding 91 miles per hour in a 65 mile per hour zone. The state understands that the scheduled fine is $159. If the court is finding that the construction zone modifier provided by statute applies in this case, the state respectfully submits the scheduled fine in this matter should be $318.
Well, let me look at the schedule again for a 65 and then up to 91. You said 159?
That is the state's understanding, Your Honor, doubled to 318.
Well, I totally agree with you looking at that a second time from 100 to 159, doubled 318, and then add 108 court costs. 426 total, Mr. Regier, is that what you get?
That would appear accurate, Your Honor.
All right. So your fine is $159, Mr. Deng. It is doubled for the construction zone to $318. I have to add court costs of 108 for total due of 426. Do you need some time to pay that? And if so, how much?
I'll be okay, Your Honor.
You're going to pay it today?
If I can request for a week, that'd be okay, Your Honor.
Well, I'm going to give you 30 days because I don't know how long it's going to take the county attorney to get that journal entry processed. I think it'll just be no more than a week, but for good measure, you have with 30 days from today to pay. Contact the clerk of the district court and she'll tell you how to make those payments or to pay online. That's Butler County Clerk of the District Court. Anything further, Mr. Regier?
Your Honor, I believe there is the issue of a prospective appeal.
Yes, and you do have up to 14 days to appeal this decision to the Kansas Court of Appeals. If you think I have misapplied the law, your appeal bond would be $426, though, cash, so that if you lose your appeal, there's still the money sitting there in there to be applied. So that's your appeal bond as well as your fine and cost.
Your Honor, besides thanking Master Trooper Voss for honoring his subpoena, the state has nothing further.
Yes, thank you for your time, Master Trooper Voss. You may go. And Mr. Deng, thank you for your time. You may go too.
Thank you, everyone.
You're welcome. Thank you. All right. We will now be on the record in 2025 TR 1085, State of Kansas versus Selwyn, Loden, Jason, Frasier, Jared Regier for the state. The defendant fails to appear either in person or by attorney. When the defendant was here August 13th of 2025, he said he was going to retain an attorney and asked that the matter be continued to September 24th at 1:30. But he is not here. He was ordered to get a picture in France and post a $1,000 OR bond.
Your Honor, we already went over this case and it got dismissed by the state without prejudice.
Oh, this is the one that got dismissed. Do you agree with that, Mr. Regier?
That is the state's information, Your Honor.
All right. So we've concluded the docket then?
That appears accurate, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you all. This matter is adjourned.
Court does call the case of People versus Elizabeth Wilson.
Good morning, Your Honor. Ashley Wandy Feltus with People.
Good morning, Your Honor. Attorney Michael Kelly, 77187 on behalf of Ms. Wilson.
Your name, ma'am?
Elizabeth Wilson.
All right. Date and time that the court had set for a restitution hearing at the request of the defense. I also have a motion to withdraw, which seems rather weird to me. So, wherever you'd like to start.
Your Honor, just in terms of the motion with withdraw, I did submit that request in advance, hoping that we would have the opportunity to be heard on that prior to today's hearing, not to cause any prejudice to my client. I am here, Your Honor, for today. I think it's the most efficient use of my time that I'm going to stay on with Ms. Wilson for purpose of the restitution hearing, since I'm already here.
Well, just so that we're very clear, and the reason the court did not sign the order is because the restitution hearing, particularly at your request, is part of sentencing. And I would not permit counsel to withdraw in the midst of sentencing. It just would not happen. So it's good that I don't have to deny the motion, but I wasn't signing it. But let's, all right. So it's withdrawn. What are we doing with regard to the restitution? In my understanding, the victim is here via Zoom.
She is here, Your Honor. I wasn't sure. Thank you, Your Honor.
Well, that's what I think I was informed of that. Ma'am, are you here?
Oh, yes, I am.
Yeah, okay, there you are. Okay. Thank you very much. All right, what are we doing?
Your Honor, has the court also received the estimate that was provided by Michelle Miller reference from Great Lakes Village Range for the repairs?
The one that is 3,229.08.
That is correct, Your Honor.
Okay, I do that.
So, Your Honor, we could proceed to the hearing. I'm not sure if defense counsel, now that Ms. Miller is here, is willing to stipulate to the rest of the matter, if we do need to have a hearing.
We're here for the hearing, Your Honor.
Your Honor, will the court allow Ms. Miller to testify via Zoom?
That is how she's appearing, so yes, I
Ms.
will.
Miller, are you able to testify right now, or are you busy with something else?
I'm working.
Okay. Is there a point, Miss Miller, that you're gonna have a break or a point where you can
in
answer?
about an hour
answer-
and a half. In about an
I'm
hour and a
sorry?
half. In about an hour and a half, I'll be done with this head and I'll have this client under the dryer.
Got it. And then you'll be able to take some time and testify?
Yes, sir.
Then what I'm gonna do, said about an hour and a half, what is it?
Oh,
1:30. All right, because their testimony is needed.
Can we have just a moment to confer with defense counsel to see if that's gonna work?
Yeah, Your Honor, I didn't block off a whole day for.
Well, counsel, you're in this case, whether you blocked off a whole day or not, is irrelevant to me.
I'm in this case because you wouldn't sign the consent order for me.
Because it's inappropriate. It is inappropriate to ask to withdraw in the midst of sentencing.
It's not.
And you have no authority. Do not interrupt me. You have no authority to show that that is appropriate.
Well,
it will be denied. Don't do that, counsel, because you don't want to go there with me. Not today.
Judge, I am being respectful as possible.
Court recalls case, people, State of Michigan versus Elizabeth Wilson.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Ashley Lonnie calls for people.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Michael Kelly, P77187, on behalf of Ms. Wilson, who's present, standing to my right.
Elizabeth Wilson.
All right, what are we doing?
Your Honor, at this time, I believe my client is prepared to stipulate to pay the restitution.
Your Honor, do I have to pay the full amount?
I'm sorry, go ahead. Well, hang on a second. All right, here's what I'm gonna do, and then I'll answer your question. Okay. I'll order restitution in the amount of $3,029.08. Okay. And then my next, when you say, do you have to pay the whole amount? What are you asking me, ma'am?
Well, I've been advised that this is not a trial and I need to get my paperwork, please.
Okay, go ahead.
Due to the fact that I'm the only person that was there, she was driving a Cadillac. She wasn't driving the vehicle that has been stated in the police report. Also, she did not wait for the officer to show up so the officer could look at her vehicle. Anything could have happened to her vehicle from the time that she left Wendy's and from the time she got home. And then I didn't receive a phone call from the officer till 4 or 5 hours later, stating the fact that that this had happened. And all she had to do was send pictures over. And that justified the fact that I hit her car when I didn't. I would have stayed if I hit her car. It's what car insurance is for.
Hold on a second, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, can we? Go ahead.
Sitting on the drive-through, there's just no way I could have done that kind of damage. You're sitting still. It would have affected.
Ma'am, let me just stop you. And I know you got something you want to tell me. But there was, but I read it. There was a no contest plea to these charges.
Right.
And now you're disputing them?
I took that because I was not informed that I had to pay restitution. I took that because that was the cheapest way out.
So, okay. Go ahead.
That's okay. Thank you very much for your time.
Is there anything else? I mean,
there's no proof of anything, and it doesn't make sense to me. It really doesn't. I mean, the officer wouldn't look at my vehicle. I offered to bring it in, like I've been cooperative.
Right. Well, but understand that the only thing that I'm going to know when I'm looking at this, because it was a no contest plea, is what's contained in the report. And as part of a no contest plea, I accept what's in the report is true in terms of making a finding. Now, where you got the information that restitution may not happen, I don't know, and I'm not getting into that. I will just say that when something like this happens, the issue of restitution, a lot of it is statutory, it just occurs. Okay. So going back to your initial question of the payment of the restitution. Now, how can you pay that? Let me ask you that first.
I can't. I don't have a job. But, you know, it's the law. I've always followed the law, never been in trouble with the law. So, I mean, I just thought maybe you would take in consideration the fact that there's no proof. I mean, she just sends pictures over.
Okay. So here's the thing that you have to understand about this. And that is that, and that's why I keep going back to the no contest plea. Once you enter that plea, then Miss Miller basically becomes a crime victim. And pursuant to the statutes, then she's entitled to restitution. That's a simplified version. Okay. So in essence, she's entitled to be made whole. Yeah. In terms of restitution, and now that it's been stipulated to, I don't know that there's much the court can do. It really becomes an issue of how it gets paid. And it's also so that you know, because I know you've been in the courtroom with other cases, I'll try to work with people, but I have less flexibility with the issue of restitution. In fact, in a lot of ways, I have none. I can set it up so that it's paid over time, certainly, but I can't waive any part of it. My hands are tied in that respect.
So I needed to go to court and prove all that stuff in order to avoid paying this then, right? That's what I needed to have done. Going to trial.
Ma'am, I can't answer that.
I know, I'm sorry. I'm not getting any answers, so I'm coming to you.
So, well, because there are so many, the reason I can't answer it is because there are so many reasons why somebody may not go to trial or goes to trial. There are a whole lot of different considerations that play into that. So if it were a simple yes or no, and I had an opinion about it, then I'd tell you, but I can't, in all honesty, say that.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, thank you for listening.
Not a problem. So in regard to the restitution, do you know how you're going to get that paid or how you're going to pay it?
I'll figure it out.
Okay. So, but I got you. But I need to sort of put something on it to say how you're going to do it.
It's $50 a month, according to my probation right now.
Pardon?
$50 a month.
$50 a month is what your payment plan is to us.
Yes.
Your Honor, that's for the fines and costs.
Fines and costs. All right, why don't we do it this way? Because you say you're not working right
now. No, I have a job, but I just applied for it and it takes another month to see if I get it. So
got it. Okay. So, Ms. Polero, why don't we do this? Have you made any of the $50 payments yet?
Yes, I've already made 125.
That was on the 50. Date of sentencing, right?
Right.
Okay. And then, so then your next payment was going to be the 50.
Right. I'll make that today when I leave.
Okay. Are you making that in cash?
No.
Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. Let's set you have her review is February 24th of 2027. All right. So here's what I want. The $50, so you'll need to pay it in cash, right?
Like come in here and actually pay
and
it?
actually pay it.
Okay.
The reason I'm going to do, you have to do that is because I'm going to have what you can pay in terms of the $50 go to the restitution.
Oh, okay.
Okay. But I can't do, if you were going to pay it on a card, I can't do it that way.
Okay.
Okay. So it's got to be cash that you come in and pay.
Okay.
All right. So I realize you set up a payment plan. She's now got this balance. It's going to be $50 per month until probation tells you otherwise. If you get employed, then it might be something else.
Okay.
Got it?
Yep.
And you just have to pay that in cash. It's go to the restitution and then be paid over so that balance can go down. Makes some sense to you?
Yes.
All right. And then we'll do it that way. So I've ordered it. It's payable through the court in accordance with what I've said and at the direction of probation.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
And Your Honor, lastly, I just want to make sure that my appearance is being removed as attorney of record from this point forward.
File an order requesting that you be removed as attorney of record as one would do at the conclusion of a certain point, and the court will sign it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Court calls case People versus Mohammed Farha.
Natalie Kate for Mr. Farha, who is not present, Your Honor. He states that he's currently on his way and was supposed to be here about around 1. He does have, so he has an outstanding warrant in a felony non-support case. He did attempt to take care of that, but was instructed that he needed to turn himself into the jail before he'd be arraigned on that. That being said, he was going to come here in person today to both deal with this, as well as then likely be taken into custody on the warrant or turn himself in. Obviously, he is not arrived from Flat Rock yet. I did advise him if this case is called, he was not there by then, I would tell him so, and that he should then just turn himself in on the FNS case.
Yeah, okay, so I think I followed you. He was coming down on, I have it for me, so he was coming down on his child support case to turn himself in.
Yes, but he was scheduled for a show cause in this misdemeanor case as well. So I told him to appear in person, that hopefully the arraignment could take place as well in the show cause, and that.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, so.
Not here yet, but he's on his way. So he says.
Okay, yeah, right, I gotcha. I'm just. Do you know, because it's a child support case, whether he was looking to. Okay, that's what he owes. Okay. So give me about 25% of 26,000.
65.
Okay. So that you know, I don't know if you would have apprised him of this. That would be the bond amount if I did the 25%.
Yes, Your Honor. Yes.
Does he know whether or not he's going to be able to pay that?
Last we spoke regarding that, it is my understanding, no, Your Honor. Unless something has changed in his circumstance, I don't anticipate he would be posting that bond.
Okay, so here's what I'll do. You're going to be around this afternoon, Miss Faye?
Yes.
Okay, so what I'll do is I'll pass, what time is it now?
It's 1 o'clock.
Okay, so it's just 1 o'clock when I'm going to pass both of these, and even if I finish these, we'll wait a little bit so that then when he comes, since he was going to try to take care of everything, maybe we can give a quicker PCC date so that we could, if he's going to be in. Court does call the cases of People versus Mohammed Farha.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate with on behalf of Mr. Farha, who stands to my right. Please state your name for the record, sir.
Mohammed Farha.
All right. Let's dispose of the issue regarding the misdemeanor and I'll get to the felony.
Thank you, Your Honor. I believe the misdemeanor case was set for a show cause hearing for review for payments.
Yes.
Our plan was to ask for an adjournment of the show cause hearing, Your Honor. Mr. Farha is working currently with his brother-in-law and doing mechanic work, but he does not have, is unable to make payments on that case at this time. So we would ask for an adjournment of the show cause.
All right. I'll adjourn the show cause to November 12th, 2025. All right, on that one. Then, Mr. Farha, you are here on a felony complaint that has 2 charges to it. You understand that, sir?
2 charges?
Yeah, there are 2
Okay,
separate.
yeah. Yeah, for child support, right? Yep.
Yes, sir. The complaint indicates that between the dates on count 1, between the dates of September 1st, 2023 and August 30th, 2024, that you did not pay child support for his children in an amount that stated in an order entered by the Washtenaw County Circuit Court. And that is in case number 2022-1933DC. You understand the nature of that charge, sir?
Yes, sir.
That's a felony punishable by up to 4 years incarceration and $2,000 fine plus court costs. Do you understand that?
Yes, yes, sir.
Also in that complaint, there is a count 2 alleging that between December 1st, 2024 and March 31st, 2025, that you did fail to pay support for your children in an amount or at a time as stated in an order entered by the Washtenaw County Circuit Court in that same file number. You understand that, sir?
Yes.
That is also a felony punishable by up to 4 years incarceration at $2,000 fine plus court costs. You understand that?
Yes.
All right. First question I have for you, sir, is do you wish to be represented by an attorney?
Yes.
This is a public defender case.
Thank you, Your Honor. Again, Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate with and on behalf of Mr. Farha, we would waive any further formal reading of the complaint. My client stands mute to the charges. We would ask for a probable cause conference date, Your Honor, as well as to briefly address bond when appropriate.
Defendant having waived formal reading, standing mute, court will enter not guilty plea. I'll set a probable cause conference for knowing that Mr. Farha was trying to get down here. I would normally be setting this out to October, but what I'll do is, and I think we can certainly get the notice to the Attorney General's office. I'll set it earlier.
Thank you, Your Honor. I appreciate it.
For September 30th, 2025.
Thank you.
That's at 9.
Yes.
At 9 a.m. All right, Esteban.
Thank you, Your Honor. I do understand that given the nature of the charges, there is a statutory requirement for which a bond must be set. I'm asking that the court set the bond at the lowest amount possible by statute.
I'll first order, I'm going to order all standard conditions, including no assaultive behavior or possession of any weapons. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm also going to understand no possession or consumption of any alcohol, recreational marijuana, or any illegal drugs. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
I am also going to set the paperwork which was sent with the complaint alleges that the amount in arrears or what was owed on the account. I looked at it. And it was $25,996.30, which in essence is about 26,000. And so I will set your bond. I cannot go lower than 25%.
Okay.
So I would be setting your bond in the amount of $6,500, cash only, and that will be payable on case 2022-1933DC in the Washtenaw County Circuit Court.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Anything further? Any questions?
No, Your Honor.
All right.
Thank you. And I'm sorry about getting over here so late. So
your counsel, you can thank your counsel, was paid. She was letting me know that you were trying to get.
I appreciate
so
it.
we waited, and I appreciate you coming in and getting that taken care of. So hopefully we can get this resolved.
Thank you.
All right.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Defendants remain.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you.